Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 2 of this Let's Play Total War Warhammer as the Empire, which is striking back hard. In the previous episode, we just did the tutorial battle and watched the introduction thing, and we are now getting more of the campaign map stuff. So, we'll just jump straight in, shall we? So the campaign map is where armors and factions are done, provinces, settlements, yep, cool.
The capital may be secure, yet many enemies still surround you. Survey the map for yourself, Your Eminence. The lands to the north of the Reich are controlled from Middenheim, my Emperor. Elector Count Boris Podbringer, Graf of Middenheim, was a rival claimant to the throne, and bitter that you have taken the mantle.
How dare he? It's rightfully my mantle.
Secessionists hostile to your election as Emperor are trying to form a breakaway province to the south. They will mobilize against you and march against Altdorf when their strength is sufficient. The wealthy city-state of Marienburg lies to the west. It seceded over 70 years ago in a corrupt deal that brought shame on the Empire. This city would surely make a glittering prize for your burgeoning reign.
So, like it was said in the introduction, the Empire does start out fragmented. So you start with only the city of Altdorf plus Karl Franz himself. And he has to essentially reunite the Empire before you can even start thinking about enemies beyond your borders. He was recently elected to power, but many of the other electors didn't vote for him, so they're upset, particularly like Middenheim, as it was saying, which was a rival claimant. And then Marienburg over here is a very tradey, kind of Hanseatic themed city almost, which seceded, probably bribing people. And then we have secessionists down here who need to be defeated. And then there are a number of other cities around, so we have Württemberg, we have the Moot, which is where the halflings are from, Schwarzhafen, Averheim, Grenstadt, and then my personal favourite, Nuln. Nuln is where many of the gunpowder weapons in the Empire come from. So if you were playing as a Nuln army in Warhammer Battle tabletop version, you could often field more gunpowder and cannon, which is why I often favoured them. So we have done everything you asked me there.
The secessionists cannot be allowed to defy your rule and field their own armies. The time to move against them is now, Your Eminence.
Okay, armies are always led by a lord. You can select an army by left-clicking on it.
I am Prince and Emperor.
Damn right you are. Level 1. Ah, yes, legendary lords do level up in this, don't they? So advance the army towards Grunberg. So we're going to march to the point, which it says.
Good. Such decisive action will leave the enemy in no doubt as to your intentions. They will be forced to fight or to capitulate.
Marvellous.
More men stand ready to take up arms for your cause, my Emperor. Recruit them, and they will be ready to fight in the battles that are to come.
This action does not have my consent.
Okay, so we can, and this is actually kind of interesting. There are two levels of recruitment in this game. So you have global and you have local. Global units are units that you can only grab when you're in camp stance, and you can recruit them anywhere. Local units you can only get while in that province. So for example, Altdorf being the province that I'm local to, I can get both swordsmen and spearmen because we have the required buildings for it. Now I don't know if this is a thing yet, but this is certainly setting up local speciality troops. So for example, if we were in Averheim, then I think Averheim has some special cavalry, like special knight cavalry, so we might be able to get those guys. Or if we were in Middenberg, what's it called? Middenheim? Yeah. They have like wolf riders, guys with wolf tunics, and they are pretty hardcore, and they wield warhammers rather than sword and lance. They're really good against armour, for example. But here we can just recruit swordsmen and spearmen. What are the differences? Armour is the same, leadership's the same, speed's the same. Melee attack for the swordsman is actually higher than that. The spearman, that's interesting. Melee defense of the spearman is slightly higher. Weapon strength of the swordsman is higher, and then charge bonus is much higher. So swordsmen are better, but spearmen are cheaper. So I think I'm going to get two of them and one of those.
Choices all. Be aware that your army must remain stationary to train the new recruits.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Improvements may be made to your capital now that the threat to its security has receded. Altdorf must prosper if the Empire is to flourish, my Emperor.
Alright, so select Altdorf. Now you can see here that the cities have a very similar setup to that of Attila Total War and to Rome 2. So basically you have the region or the province capital and then various villages attached to it. So Altdorf is the only one that we control right now, but there's also Helmgard, where I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Helmgard, Arlhart and Grunberg. So these three belong to the Reichsland region. And then Karlberg would be, if we clicked on it, no we can't because tutorial, belongs to Middenheim, which is why it has the different crest. And basically all four of these have the same statistics, so if you're taxing one, you're taxing all of them. They have shared growth, so you can choose basically where you want to spend your growth. You'll notice here there are 6 icons, so I think it can eventually become 4 buildings large, so there is apparently something with a 6 around. I'm surprised Altdorf isn't. And then if you hover over the buildings you can see their upgrade tree. So we have got an Imperial Wharf, we have Altdorf, which is currently a village only. Oh, and there's the garrison. I was looking for that before. Okay, that is a massive garrison. A mortar, 2 Empire Knights, a Reichsguard, 2 great swords, 2 halberdiers, 2 spearmen with shields, and 4 crossbows. Very nice. And then town, city, and eventually city-state. And then we have a locked symbol here, which we can get once our settlement chain is level 3, which would be this one. And currently we can only do the training field, which we can't do until we click on that.
Your Eminence, I suggest you upgrade the training facilities, allowing you to field better forces to face your enemies.
So here we can see what is currently available. We have spearmen and we have swordsmen, but if we were to upgrade them we would get halberdiers if we had a blacksmith as well. Spearmen and crossbowmen. Then if we upgraded again to a barracks, then we could get great swords if we had an armory, handgunners if we have a gunsmith, and the Empire Captain, which will become important later on as another hero unit, so he could lead his own army, or he can also do agent actions like the captains or the champions in Attila and Rome 2, and they can be attached to your army and actually fight in the army as a hero unit, much like Karl Franz did in the tutorial battle. Anyway, we're going to grab this rally field so we can get halberdiers and the like soon.
The Imperial Emperor, by Sigmar's will there is nothing more you can do now. Let us await the enemy's response.
Alright, turn. That was a pretty quick turn.
The secessionists send out a force to stall your advance. Take the fight to them, and demonstrate the manner in which you will regain mastery of these lands.
Okay, so we have got a mission. Our enemies gather to strike against us once more. Attack first and deny them the opportunity to reach full strength. Defeat an army belonging to the following factions in battle. Empire Secessionists. Lost 1,000 treasury, and you can see up here that we have 3,800 in treasury right now, and we are earning 1,600.
Ready.
Actually a fair amount. I'm not used to playing with such large margins. At least I'm going to assume that as a large margin. So we have got the new troops recruited. It was the 1 spearman and 2 swordsmen. So we're just going to launch the attack. Off we go.
Battle is upon us. Study your options carefully. The enemy are close. Blood will be spilt.
Pre-battle options, engagement options, decide whether to withdraw. Examine tooltip and engagement button to view more information. So we can fight the battle, we can also resolve it, or we can retreat. No retreat! No surrender! Let's launch the attack, shall we? The Battle of Grunberg. Looks like we'll be on top of a hill, there'll be downhill, maybe even a bit of a swamp, bit of forest, possibly some buildings on the side there, but I think I'm just going to camp on this hill and then maybe come down it unless they decide to come up at me. Only 1 ranged unit in each army at the moment though.
Your soldiers are ready to deploy for battle, my lord. They await your orders.
A bigger hill than I expected. Let's turn that slightly and zoom up a bit. Stick you in the middle. Spears on one side. Usually slightly deeper ranks are good for more defensive units. They have the morale to actually hold the position. Something like that. Put the gunners at the top. You want gunners in a longer line, so that more of them can shoot. Put the cavalry on one side. That'll be fairly long. I can't see there being too many people countering us. We'll have Karl Franz near the front, and then we'll have the swordsmen on one flank to kind of counter the spears. So grabbing
Winds of magic blow strongly
you
in
and
this
you.
place, Commander.
Sword.
Harness its power and channel it against your enemy.
Group, set formation, toggle guard mode, or withdraw. Now I have seen someone like literally just dragging them forwards, but I don't know how you do that. So like control? Nope. Alt? Oh, interesting. Alt keeps their formation. Kind of. What about shift? Oh, shift is waypoints, so I don't want that. And then we want our archer units on the hill behind. We'll send these guys off on the flank, and likewise these guys on one flank. Oh, we have a third swordsman. Of course we do. Duh. So we'll have all three swords over on that flank, I think. And then Karl Franz himself, who seems to have lost his abilities.
Is yours, Commander. Be sure to use it to best advantage.
I would, except for the fact that I have no cannons or anything to actually force them to attack me. And they seem perfectly content to just sit there, unfortunately. Now, actually, I may want the Reichsguard over on this flank because it's a bit flatter. I think I will. Right, so I want you... No. Something like that.
Moving now. We are Sigmar's heirs. The Empire endures.
Switching my flanks around a bit here. To keep you moving to the side. Sigmar. Oh, Karl Franz, not Sigmar. It'd be amazing if I did have Sigmar on my side, but he is a god, not an emperor. Actually, he may well have been. Yeah, he was like the first emperor, wasn't he? Something like that. We quite significantly outnumber them. Marvellous. In fact, I'm just going to group you guys so I can just keep on. Really? Grouping used to just make them force the formation. They've changed things. Don't like it. So how on earth do you just drag units forwards? Controls? Battle? Just the arrow keys. Oh, okay. That means I usually have to take my mouse off my hand off the mouse. I don't like that. I'm sure there was a way that we were literally just dragging units forward, but I don't see how.
Swordsman, we are ready. Ready for war. Swordsman.
Ah! Hold down Alt and click on the flag. That's how you do it. Ha! And then you can do that. Cool, okay. I knew that was possible, but I didn't know how to do it, and I've totally messed up this formation. So you lot need to run. You guys have no shields. You're going to get butchered by their archers. Ah, this is terrible. Rubbish. Man, my halberdiers are getting annihilated. Terrible, terrible, terrible. That is.
The Empire is yours! I will not stand idle! Ready for war! For the Warhammer!
The enemy attack your flank, Commander. Drive them
No,
off.
they're not. It's fine.
Yes, General. Stop!
Fire at
Enemy
them.
waver, my lord. Their troops begin to flee. Run the cowards down.
Ready! The Helden Hammer! They will pay!
Let's watch the cavalry charge. Lovely.
Missiles ready!
Don't know if friendly fire is still a thing in this. I kind of assume it is, so I do need to be somewhat careful.
Enemy commander runs from the field, my lord. And a sorry spectacle it is too. His army will surely follow.
So except for the mashing that my halberdiers took, that didn't actually go too badly.
Obey! Sigmar calls! Reichsguard!
For the Emperor!
You guys faster.
Weapons drawn! Formation! March! For the Emperor! Sir!
So used to having to use my range units, because I used to play as the Vikings in Attila, and their range units tended to be much quicker. What speed? 33, 31, 31. So yes, ranged units are still quicker,
Orders!
generally because of the lack of armour. So they're very good at chasing enemies down to kill them.
Reichsguard!
Let's speed time up a bit. Right, what units are getting away? They are. The enemy lord is dead. Marvellous. Pleased about that. You guys have done very well. Congratulations. Here comes another charge. Whee! Splat. Might as well just end. Decisive victory. You are victorious. The corpses of the enemy litter the ground, and those still able to flee do so with the laughter of the gods ringing in their ears. So next time I don't want my spears in the centre of the field, which is completely contrary to how I usually fight. But I'm going to need to put the swordsmen there so they can take the enemy fire, because they have shields. My spears and my halberds do not. So I need to use them more as a support unit. Okay. Good to know, good to know. Losses 64. Yeah, most of them were halberds though. And I can't recruit new halberdiers because I don't have a blacksmith.
Victory is yours, my lord. But what about the fate of those captured in battle? It can be beneficial to hold them, but sometimes leniency or brutality can be worth more.
Post-battle options. A number of options are available to the victor after a battle, such as killing or releasing prisoners. These are presented in the post-battle panel. Learn more about the battle options here. No, it's fine. So, I can pardon the captives, in which case I will get 293 in my treasury. And your army will gain the following effect. Pardoned captives. Men are reluctant to join the ranks of this army. Now the warriors return to their homelands for a ransom. Despite digging their treasury, the enemy will appreciate such a deed. Execute them. +4 leadership. These men are feeling confident after cleaning up stragglers from the recent battle. Leave no captives alive. Foe and their allies will not look upon this kindly. Their enemies will respect your decision. Or take on captives. Force these troops to change allegiance and allow them to serve in your army. I'll do that.
Let's go!
They are fellow humans, after all. Engage the enemy. Our enemies gather to strike against us once more. Attack first and deny them the opportunity to reach full strength. Defeat an army... Oh right, that was the mission.
Those that serve your cause gain experience over time, my lord. Be sure to guide their development to your advantage.
Characters, rank and skills. Characters such as lords and heroes increase in rank and gain skill points over time as they perform actions on the campaign map. Skill points can be spent unlocking new skills for them. Your characters gain skill points to spend. Learn more about character skills here. Ooh.
I am Prince and Emperor.
Plus we got the Sword of Anti-Heroes. The sword was said to be smelted in the cursed furnace and then quenched in the bloody body of a dying champion. plus 5 melee attack, plus 5 weapon strength, and the ability Sword of the Anti-Heroes, which is a self-augment, which is plus 22% weapon damage, plus 18% armor piercing, plus 16% splash. Oh, it's quite nice. Oh, and here are the stances. So channeling increases the amount of Winds of Magic. And there's their movement. Okay, cool. Encamp enables replenishment and makes them immune to attrition. Raiding generates income, but reduces movement speed. Minus 30 when raiding own province. And then ambush and march. Just like force march. Okay. And here we go. Rank. So this is the character tree for Karl Franz. And here we can see what items he's using. So he's just using basic armor. He's using the Sword of Anti-Heroes, and there's a drop down so you can choose precisely what to use. A talisman, enchanted armor, sorry, enchanted item, and a mount, and then you can have different followers and banners. He is the Emperor, which gives him +2 leadership to the Lord's army. And then his various effects and things there. Right, so we can give him a warhorse so that he is mounted. To get the Imperial Pegasus, we need to be rank 9, and we need to have the warhorse already, I think. And then we can eventually get Deathclaw once he's rank 15. He's only rank 2, so that's going to be a while away. Franz is a sterling leader, so aura size is increased, again level 8. Missile resistance, again level 8. Rune Fang. Okay, so you'll notice these unique things. There are a number of legendary feats, basically, like quests, which you can undertake, and then when you've done that quest, you unlock these things. So once you've done the quest for Reichland Runefang, then you get this sword. Likewise with the Hammer of Sigmar and the Silver Steel. The Silver Seal, rather. So Route Marcher, we can move 10% further. More public order, cheaper recruitment, less attrition, less corruption, wound recovery. Inspiring Presence, +5 leadership. Ooh, that's nice. Hold the line. Honest Steel, melee defenders. Sorry, yeah, melee defense. Pistol Core, +3%. Charge, rally. Hard to hit, melee defense, charge bonus, +3 armor, +6 hit points. So these are basically self buffs. These are army buffs, and these are campaign buffs. So I think I'm going to go with army buffs to make him more of a general type character. So our units are going to be very, very unlikely to break with him around. Okay, cool. And then how do I exit this? Just escape? Yes.
It is important to act quickly if you have any intention of securing lasting authority over the Empire. The people must learn that open dissent cannot be tolerated. Capture Grunberg and snuff out the resistance there.
Right. Well, that will have to wait until next episode, so I do hope that you'll join me for that. If you are enjoying the series, then please do hit that like button, and if you haven't done so already, then please do subscribe, and you'll get the notifications when a new episode is released. If you have any tips or advice for me, then please do leave a comment in the section below. I do try and read and respond to pretty much everything there, so I look forward to hearing from you. Likewise, if you have any questions or anything, that's also the place to put them. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for some more Empire Strikes Back. I'll catch you then. Goodbye.